So 2020 has been an interesting year. And if you're a musical artist and you had plans to release a music video based on one of your hit singles coming out of your album, it's been one of those years of change and alteration. And what I mean by that is even though you still plan to get the music video out on schedule and as planned, basically you had to change things or alter things up to make that happen. I mean, sure, some of the artists out there were able to still film on location, in studio, what have you, with some special effects or CGI animation thrown in, or CGI effects thrown in. They were able to film the video as planned and get it out there. But because we're in such a changing landscape this year, you know, plans had to be, like I said, altered and changed. But the question, obviously, people would have is, how would these artists be able to get their music videos out on time? Well, in comes animation, and the rest is history. And what I mean by that is that obviously a lot of artists realized that if they wanted to get the albums out or the singles, the songs out on time, that they had to go a different route, a more creative route that they didn't originally plan to take. And that route was animation. And obviously they look back on it now and they realize, hey, I probably made the right decision. It may not have been what I originally planned for a music video, but hey, for right now, it's the best decision I made. And look, I can be more creative. I can have more freedom. Because the one thing about animation, whether it's 2D, Flash, CGI, stop motion or claymation or pixelization, is you can be unlimited in your imagination and your creativity. You can do things with animation in a music video setting that you couldn't do in live action. And that's the one thing that I'm sure a lot of these artists that had to go down that route are appreciative of. But now the question is, with 2020 behind us and 2021, in the here and now, the question obviously is, will animation be the future? Will animation be the go-to now for a lot of musical artists that want to get the singles that are basically the highlighted songs off their album, out there as music videos? Will animation be the go-to, and maybe filming and being on location and filming in studio and stuff like that be a secondary option? That's a good question. And I bring this up because I recently went on Twitter, and someone by the name of Christine Banna is an animation artist. And she's working on putting the final touches of I think if I pronounce her name right, Myra Riley in Voco, Vucco, and the music in the music video for this song "Sing About It." And I just asked a question basically because I'm always curious about this. If Myra was going to change into things, like face wise, if she was going to change into different things. And Christine answered me back this morning, and she said that not only was it a good question to ask, but basically what she was showing as an example of what the video is going to be like, because the video is going to be animation anyway, that the sequence she showed was probably the most weird it's going to get. Probably. Keyword there being probably, because she herself can't even really say, because of course she's got to go back and forth with Myra to kind of see what else Myra would like to have added in, if anything. But again, I look at this and I'm like, okay, if Myra, and here's the thing, Christine obviously has worked with Myra many times before, or several times before, on music videos or artistic films or something like that with a music video connection. But, but again, this brings up a good question, because obviously this music video is going to be coming out around next year, maybe at the beginning of the new year or something. But it does bring up the question, is animation going to be the new go-to? Even after we get out of this pandemic, after everything seems to be in the clear and back to normal, getting there, is animation going to be the now go-to direction for a lot of musical artists, especially when it comes to the songs? And, live action, filming on location or in studio be a secondary option. My honest opinion, I think it's going to be. It may not be the go-to for a lot of artists, excuse me, it may not be like I said, the go-to for a lot of artists, But I think it's going to be the primary go-to for more than we think. I think a lot of artists are going to really, consider animation first and foremost and probably filming secondary. Like I was trying to say before I had that little frog in my throat there. Um, yeah, animation is not going to be the go-to for a lot of artists because a lot of artists are used to being the kind that film the videos on location, trying to make it, memorable from that perspective. But I truly believe animation will be the now go-to medium or media that musical artists go to because they will notice that creative freedom and unlimitedness they have when it comes to applying whatever ideas they want to apply to it. No matter how creative, weird, you know, memorable it makes the video, they realize that animation's a unlimited resource. So yeah, I think honestly, animation will be the primary go-to for a lot of artists to look into as the first choice over filming. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Do you think animation is going to be the go-to area? Let me know down below. And sorry if I sound a little off, or a little tired. It's about 7:57 on this Sunday morning, so I'm trying to do this while my mom's asleep. So I do apologize if I sound a little ramblish. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below, and I'm out.